When our generation is in their 60s, what kind of people do we want running our country? People that dropped out of high school and can't even get a job at McDonald's? No, I didn't think so. My name is Cecilogis, and I'm here to talk to you about America's high school dropout rates, and if they're getting better or worse. I'm going to talk to you about the next generation, how we need to do something about the high school dropout rates. I'm going to also show you the dropout rates from 1980 and then in 2009. This is where my visual aids will come in. In 1980, the dropout rates were, as shows, the total was 14.1. Okay, and then for this graph, we're going to have the white is a little population. It's 11.4 people dropping out. The black rate was 19.1, and Hispanic was 35.2. So get a good look at that. It's not very clear, and that's pretty high. That's not good. And that was in 1980. And so you're probably wondering, is it getting worse or is it getting better? Because a lot of people are dropping out every day, but we just don't know if they're getting worse or getting better. So from 1980 to 2009, they've actually got better. Now I'm going to show you a graph of 2009. All right. So the total percent in 2009 is 8.1. So it went from 14% to 8.1. And here you have the white population, which is 5.2, the black population, which is 9.3, and Hispanic population, which is 17.6. So everything has been cut in half at least. So that's a plus. Hispanics are still the majority of the dropout rates, having the highest, with whites having the least. Not sure really why that is, but I guess it's just how the kids are brought up these days. Kids are starting to realize now that you cannot get a job without going to high school and finishing high school. They're barely hiring people without a college diploma. And I think the generations are starting to realize that. That's why the dropout rates are getting lower and lower. No branch in the military won't let you in if you don't have a high school diploma now. They used to let you in with a GED, but they won't. Marines won't even let you in with a high school or with a GED now. McDonald's, you cannot get a job at McDonald's if you don't have a high school diploma. And that's kind of a big deal. You can't even flip burgers if you don't graduate high school. There's literally almost no jobs available in America without a high school diploma. You can get jobs, but they're going to be like paid under the table kind of jobs, a lot of labor, or you could finish high school and have not such a hard job. Excuse me. I feel maybe another thing to be a reason for this is schools are starting to they're becoming better learning environments. When I was in high school, they started with the No Child Left Behind policy, I guess. It's basically where you all test the beginning of the year, and then the lowest score, they base it off of that. But it also doesn't help the people that scored really high. But it's a good, it's helping people so they don't get so far behind because they're not picking up on it as well as the rest of the students. So it's a new learning process that they're trying out, and it seems to be working better. Like I said, the dropout rates are going down. So the schools are also becoming more welcoming. Like back in the day, you were able to get beat at school. I get it. And the teachers weren't always the smartest. They were just filling a spot. Well, now they have to have good teachers, and if there's complaints, they're going to start looking into this teacher's background and everything. So you're getting a more of a homey feeling, I guess you could say, at school, instead of I'm sitting at school, this sucks. And they're trying to help you. The guidance counselors I had in high school were amazing. They were always, how's your day? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? If you need anything, come talk to us. When I got to be a senior, the goals were, okay, so we're ready to pass high school. All right, now what do we need to do for you to get it done? So they're a lot more interactive now than they were, 20, 30 years ago. And that's also really good. They've made them better places to learn, too. They're not all rinky-dinky, falling apart, whatever. They're nice. They've rebuilt a lot of high schools. They've refurbished them, all that. They're nice to go into. It's not too hot, not too cold, You got the air conditioning and the heating, so I get it. It is what it is. Now that I've showed you the facts, you can see the dropout rate is actually going down, which is good. So hopefully in another 30 years, that cuts in half from 14% in 1980 to 8% in 2009, and then hopefully it'll go down to nothing. But that's a big progress. It's still a big problem because Usually when kids drop out of high school, they get involved in drugs and gangs and trouble with the law. So also with it going down, that's less and less people getting in trouble. Because when kids don't go to school, they're looking for other things to do. And usually it involves trouble, because the kids that drop out of high school are usually a little clique and they go do drugs and all that. We need to make sure our next generation is getting the right education and not going to run when things are old. You know, when kids get scared of something, it depends on how they're raised, but if they get scared of something, they'll just get up and leave. Like, whatever, well, I don't care. So we have to make sure we're teaching our kids that, and we don't want to be without everything when we're old because we didn't raise our young generation right to take care of us. People are starting to realize they need to be involved in their children's lives if they want them to be successful. A lot of kids will hear, oh, my parents are so naggy. They're nagging on me. They always want to know where I'm at. Well, that's probably a good thing, because parents need to be more involved with that. Anyway, I'm Cecil Logis, and that is my dropout rate.